Hello everybody, welcome to part 6 of the Allen Mogul brake valve steam fittings. Tonight I located the brake valve where I want it, and this is the inlet valve, this is the outlet, this is the drain here, and so this is in a good position where it can get the steam from the rear manifold. The steam supply to the brake valves here, I just finished rough bending and cutting and fitting the little 3/16 inch copper lines, and as you can see they're very loosely put together, but I think you can get a pretty good idea for how that is going to look. I've got that thing bent clear of the door, and as we know this is going to be powered by propane anyway, so it's not like I'm going to be opening the door to constantly feed coal in there, so I'm not worried about the steam brake supply being close. And there you can see, I think you can see on the far end the little elbow, the 3/16 elbow, and if you'll notice it's loose, it's not connected to the fitting that I made, the adapter fitting to the brake, which I'm actually very happy about. What my plan is to start silver soldering these pieces together, starting from the fittings that go onto the brake valves up, and then what I'll do once I've got the basic, if you will, cross piece and all these fittings appropriately silver soldered, then I'll be able to accurately mark off the place to cut this supply line here, the one that comes from the, let me get a pointer, the supply line that comes out of here. I'll be able to get everything bolted down in place, and then I'll be able to mark the spot that I want to make the cut. And naturally I'm going to want to twist the little T a little bit, rotate it a little bit forward, and there's always a little bit of bending and flexing to go, but that's the general idea there. And like I said, I'm very happy that there's just a wee bit extra, because you can always put a little bit of bend in a line to shorten it. It's hard to add, so having it about 1/8 inch too long and the cross piece is just perfectly fine with me. I'll put a little bend in there and we'll be good to go. Okay, so that's tonight's update. Hopefully the weather and timing and chores will allow some silver soldering tomorrow, and I will keep you updated as I go along. The one other thing I would point out, well, only two other things. I used this little bender here. It worked fine for making this a little bit more than 90-degree bend in that line. And another little handy bender here is these spring type. You can slip the copper tubing in there, and if you need to make a bend, that's handy for it as well. The other handy thing I had was before I bolted the brake valve down, I had it loosely in place, and I did put the cab back on, and I was able to make sure that that's in a place where I could reach it. If you'll notice, it's right behind this is the gizmo, the control lever that I made for the cylinder cocks, opening them up and closing them, so it'll be fairly easily reachable through the cab window over here. I'll show that at a later date. So there's tonight's update. I hope that's useful, and please keep watching. I'll keep you posted.